welcome to my channel. I got a surprise. Look at this cute gift. I was just inspired by thinking, what is one more video of somebody talking about their NCLEX experience? So if you want to know what this whole video is about, literally all I'm going to tell you is to do UWORLD questions like 100 a day until you want to actually throw up, until you never want to see UWORLD again, and your motivation to pass the NCLEX is to never have to look at a UWORLD question again. Okay, I'm kidding. If you are taking your NCLEX, study more. Study right after you exit this video, and then take a break while studying. I am just curious, is there anybody that still watches my channel from when I used to have my channel back in like 2013, 2014. I feel like in some of those videos I had mentioned that I was in nursing school and then eventually graduated, and so time flies. I'm excited that this is actually the first time that I am talking about my nursing experience. If you want to know, I did an 18-month ABSN program, not for the week. I also did my LPN accelerated, not for the week. But you can do it. Shout out to all those people that do it with children, with families. With COVID, we had to be on Zoom. We had to be recorded for our exams. Literally, I'm like, oh my God, if I scratch my nose, is respondus lockdown going to, that thing was like, it was ridiculous. So I just want to take a second to say that getting my LPN was the best choice that I ever made. If you are in LPN school and everybody is in your ear telling you not to do it, that they're getting phased out, go for your RN. Don't listen to them. Do what works for you, because getting my LPN was the best decision I ever made. I have been a nurse. I've been an LPN for the last 5 years. It's like something that I separate from like my social media. Like, yeah, I'll post myself in my uniform, I'll post about school. Like, in terms of like giving nursing advice or nursing school advice, know thyself. What works for me might not work for you. This is why everybody watches 3 million videos. I recommend this video for people like me that are procrastinators. I know that I needed a break, so as soon as graduation was done, school was finished, I took a little vacation, I took a little me time. I took about a month actually, and then I started studying. Everybody was looking at me like I was crazy because I graduated nursing school December 2021. I didn't start studying until January 25th or something like that. And then I took my NCLEX February 14th. I studied for my NCLEX for about 2.5 weeks. Non-stop though. Like, I put the work in. I just had the time to do that because I only work like 3 days a week. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna literally do UWORLD until I want to vomit. I thought it was a pretty good game plan. It got the job done. It's different. Some of my nursing school friends started studying, like literally they took maybe a week off. Some people didn't even take a week off. They were just studying. Not for me. The type of person that I am, I work better under pressure. I also had a foundation coming into nursing school. So a lot of the things I learned in nursing school was review, especially like fundamentals. If you know yourself, you know, you watch these videos, do what works for you. Mom will tell you what works for me, working under pressure. If I know that my exam is not for 2 months, I am gonna procrastinate. I feel like the pressure for me helps it sit in my brain. Shout out to my study group, my girls from school. I took like little bit of everything that they were doing. One of the things that they were doing was making a study calendar. I used my Kaplan book. That's 3. I used my Kaplan book and I correlated that with UWORLD. I did over 100 UWORLD questions a day. I did them until I wanted to throw up. I actually never want to see a UWORLD screen again. Like, I did 100 questions where I would do about like either sets of 25 questions, sets of 30 questions or so. Then like at the end before I went to bed, I would do like 10 questions or something like that. Our school gave it to us Funny story. The first day we got these books, I went to use the bathroom. I left it in the bathroom at school and I panicked. I emailed everybody and their mama to go get this book at the bathroom. And thank goodness, because I highly suggest you reading the introduction. If you don't get your hands on this book, I'm going to tell you what it says. So, minimum competency questions are at passing level questions. They are asked at the application level, not the knowledge level. Application. What are you going to do when you actually become a nurse? Not like, do you know what this is? The purpose of the exam is to determine if you are a safe and competent nurse, to safeguard the public, to test minimum competency to practice nursing. And I'm not saying that because if you don't pass your NCLEX the first time, like, it does not mean that you're going to be a sucky nurse by any means. There could be so many things going on. I did, to stay organized, was that I took my calendar, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm giving myself so many amount of days. And I literally broke down these sections and I corresponded them with UWORLD. They're not like exactly the same on UWORLD. UWORLD, actually, the sections that you can put on UWORLD, I went back and I just wrote those sections instead. One of my girlfriends, she said that she really liked the simple nursing videos. Mike, if you ever come across my video, thank you. We gotta send the man some flowers. I love those simple nursing videos. They are so fun. And especially because like pediatrics was like my worst subject, the subject I needed to improve on, that UWorld told me. I was getting most of those questions wrong. He had the cutest little videos. The little baby is turning cyanotic and the kid is crying and whatever. The mom for maternity, she was so cute with her big belly. I love that because Mark, what's his name? Climac, not for me. Don't take any offense, but I just couldn't, I was like, where is the visual? Like, they would send me the 1,000-page PowerPoint or whatever, the PDF. And then it's like, I'm like, oh, it's on YouTube. And then I'm like, oh, it's just him talking. I'm like, there's no way. There is absolutely no way that's for me. At the 1.5 week mark, I took a predictor exam. I got a 67. It said very high chance of passing. I said, okay, great. Whatever my first predictor said that I needed to work on, I worked on. On UWorld, you can do an exam with all of your questions you got wrong. And so what I try to do with that is I just make sure that I am not going off of memorization, which is why I don't do it right after. I save them all up. I want to read the question and say what my thought process is going to be. And so, okay, for this question, it's asking about this, and this ABC is why, or whatever. Right the weekend before my NCLEX, I did the second predictor exam. That's when I was like, I'm done though. NCLEX was on a Monday, the 14th. I took that weekend off. I made sure the night before, it was actually my birthday weekend. My birthday is the 16th of February. So I went out to dinner with my girls. Had a good time. Didn't think about my NCLEX at all. Except towards the end when everybody's like, oh, let's take shots. And I'm like, okay, hold a second. I do want to think my NCLEX in the morning. I saw in a video, somebody was like, I do not recommend studying the day before your exam. And I agree. Then you start just like thinking, I don't know this, or I need to know this, or then your brain just starts like bugging out. All right. So I pull up on test day. Everything is different now with COVID, so many instructions. I had a great breakfast. I jammed out. I listened to music. I tried not to think about things that any topics or anything in my head, because I would just start mixing things up. No. Going in, there was all these COVID protocols. Literally, to get to the exam is torture. You get fingerprinted now. Everything has to get wiped down 20 million times. I definitely took advantage of the earbuds. the noise cancellation, I didn't need any noise. Focus on your breathing. I could hear myself breathing and I was like, oh my God, we're like almost hyperventilating. Read the question, see what the question's asking. Read the question 3 times. I read the question with the answer choices. I read the question like 4 times. I make sure I look for the word not. What should the nurse not do? I actually did that on my NCLEX. I picked what the nurse should do for select all that apply. And then literally when at the end, it was like, all right, the nurse should not. I'm like, oh my goodness. Went back, changed all my answers. My game plan literally was they give you like a bunch of like breaks that you can take on your own. You could take an unscheduled break or then there's scheduled breaks. So I'm like, all right, I am a relatively like quicker test taker. So I was like, fine, I am going to, after 75 questions, I am going to take an unscheduled break, compose myself, keep going. Well, to my surprise, that it shut off after 75. Was not expecting that, because when I took my LPN, I went to 140 something questions. That was a surprise to me, but it was a nice surprise. It was a confident surprise. I had told myself leading up that I wasn't gonna do the Pearson VUE trick, but I'm only human, and I definitely did it. You have better believe that as soon as 48 hours hit, I gave them my $7.99 and I got my quick results. I decided to shoot this video because I have the time now. Now there's like so many videos on nursing and my YouTube channel is just sitting here. So if you want to see any new content, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think. And best of luck, everybody.